Coach Dennis Papadatos, the completion of the tussle, the blue and gold journeyman tussle here at the David S. Mack Sports and Exhibition Complex. Your assessment of today's activities?
I mean, overall, it was the deepest and strongest competition we wrestled all year. I mean, obviously we wrestled Cornell last week, but it was good. Even Campbell's is good, man, and Citadel and Brown and UPenn and NC State and Rutgers are two top 10 teams, and UPenn top 20, and so there was a lot of loaded talent to wrestle here. So it's going along the lines of the same stuff that I was always talking about. The first 5 matches of the season are competitions. I mean, I did them hard, fast, furious, high competition to kind of get guys through some learning curves, and we're having some highs and lows. And today kind of was equivalent to what's happened so far. We've had some highs, some good wins, we had some lows, and it's kind of went roller coastering. So there was never a horrible part of the day, there was never a great part of the day. Overall, I think the day was a success. It was nice to have these teams here. I felt like we pulled out some good victories. But like I said, I'm always wanting more. I want to be where we want to be right now, but we're a super young team, and it's like I said, we're coming along. I'm just, I felt like we had even a little more than we showed today, but all in all, it was a success day.
Before we get a bit more in depth with the matches, how does it, after last week not falling to Cornell, in 0-1 now in EIWA, how does it feel to maybe have some of your wrestlers have success against UPenn, which is another EIWA team?
For sure, and they're top 20 in the country. They're a good team, and we pulled out some good victories. And there was a couple of matches that I didn't like that we lost to them. So for sure, it shows them that we can compete. And Brown's, you know what I mean? We had some good victories against Brown. So I mean, our conference is one of the deepest conferences in the country. There's no more fluff in it anymore. So Brown's good, UPenn's good, obviously Cornell's real good, and Lehigh, and so I was happy with some of those things. I was really happy with things like Connor Burkert wrestled the Brown kid, and he was losing by like 8-9 points at the Binghamton Open before he got pinned, and this time he majored him before he pinned him. So you're talking like a 20-point swing in the other direction. That's always good to see that he's getting better. So again, progress, just not where we want to be, but I guess, you know, I expect a lot, but progress. So, you know, we can sleep at night.
Some standout players today in Sage Heller and Jake Kaminsky. Both played very well. Both are in their first year. Jake in his first year not being redshirted. Yep. Sage is the freshman. What have you seen from your first year on attached wrestlers so far this year?
Like those highs and lows. Like, I also didn't like Sage's match against NC State kid, who was the number 4 overall recruit in the country, but he's a true freshman like Sage. So like I know he was higher ranked, and we panicked before the match even started, tried to hit a big move. He hit it on us instead, and then there goes the match. You know, you're down 6-1 in the first 30 seconds against a good kid. It's very hard to come back, and he's going to that stuff too much, and we keep telling him that. But he's coming along. He's having his highs and lows. Same thing with Kaminsky. So I mean, that's what happens when you have a young team. You're gonna, most likely you're gonna have, a roller coaster, and as long as we keep the highs a little higher than how low the lows are, which I think we've done so far, we'll be okay because we're planning for March. So I'm happy with their progress, but we got some work to do.
In Kaminsky's first match, he came back from behind and won the match 6-5. Thoughts on the mentality of Kaminsky and how he was able to come back, and how you can kind of spread that confidence throughout the team, not just with Kaminsky?
Well, I think other guys have done it. That was the first time Kaminsky done it in a year and a half, because when he redshirted wrestling matches in here. So I was very happy with, he got taken down, and then there was some skeptical back points. I didn't agree with the call. So a lot of times, Jake, when that happens, he kind of goes other direction, thinking the world's out to get him, and he kind of toughed it up, got out, found a way to win. So it was actually one of the biggest successes of the day, because I felt like it was a mental growth for him. So I was real proud of him. I was real happy with him. And like I said, it's good that the other guys can see that too. So you start believing a little more. But yeah, I'm glad you caught that, because it could be big for him. Could be big for him.
Martin also had kind of a questionable call there.
Questionable, that's a nice way to put it. You're nicer than me.
How can you help kids like Martin who go through those questionable matches? Because those are tough to get through. How can you help him bounce back
for sure? His weight class was probably one of the most even weight classes in the whole term. Like, there was a lot of, there wasn't any fluff. Like, Martin's good, and he went 0-4 in the day because he wrestled 4 good kids. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. When I was looking at the brackets, I was like, man, there's not one kid in his weight that I'm like, we're gonna kill that kid. There was no one in it. So, we got to, I talked to him like, hey, you got to let it go. You have to have a short memory. You have to let it go, and we'll deal with it after the tournament. And we'll watch it, and it is what it is. If it's bad, it's bad. We can't fix it anyway. So we can do what we try to do, and we'll leave it accordingly. So, we'll go back and watch the match. We'll let him, make him feel better that, yeah, he did get screwed a little bit. Make him feel better about it, because I believe he did. But then we got to let it go and move forward and get ready for next week. Big match next week.
So, and then after attempting that comeback, Martin did in that match, in his second match, in the next match that he played, he may have just fallen a bit short from the get-go. Might have still had that match in mind. Do you think that fatigue and that also had an effect? And how do you think that he can bounce back in future matches to maybe, as you said, have the short memory and not let things like this affect him?
For sure. To be honest, I thought it was the fourth match more than the third match. That third match, that Rutgers kid is very, very good. He's a true freshman. That was a huge recruit. That, they have a fifth-year senior that is ranked top 20 in the country. They're pulling that kid out of redshirt. Not because they don't want to burn his year. They think he's possibly going to be the guy. You know what I mean? So he's very good. Coming in, I thought he was the second best kid in the weight, and I thought we battled hard against him. So I think he got that bad call. He went out there to wrestle that kid. That kid's good. It happened the way it happened. And then the fourth one is the one I was like, you got to keep it together better than that. So again, we got to go back to short memory. Don't let it affect you. You can be bothered by it. That's what the great do. Losing should bother you, or you're not in it for the right reason. But you can't let it affect you. It's a big difference. You got to use it for good. And he's a true freshman, so he'll learn. He's got such a great attitude. He's got such a great work ethic. I'm not that concerned. I don't like that he's 0-4, but I don't think he was 0-4 for lack of effort. We got to fix a few things, and we got to, fix his not his mindset. His mindset's great. His outlook, his perspective, and we'll do it.